Hello. Seems like we are live. I'm just gonna try and figure some things out because yeah, like I'm not very sure about some of the options. Okay. I was just hoping to edit some of the settings here and it doesn't look like managing to do that. Okay. All right, so the idea was to just have some cozy time with doing art today. But like I don't know how it goes. I'm not feeling like very confident about this. Doing a live stream is very stressful, and even recording the average day-to-day streams is stressful. Um, but yeah, I just, thought it would be fun to try this and see how the results will go. And I also really, really wish to if there is like more of a way of connecting with people through this, I really hope that I can um, make more streams. Okay, sorry, I'm like brain farting right now. I'm hoping to do more streams to connect with people. I was considering playing some video games, but not like professional like level or like very hardcore gaming, but some cozy games that let us chat and speak to other people. But that's all. That is all things that can happen in the future. But for for today, I'm just gonna have a little bit of a cozy drawing time and maybe speaking a little bit about um, art goals and etc. Art. Um, so I want to at some point a little bit speak about Golden Age, which is a book I've been reading recently. Seems like I've stained it already. It's very beautiful. It's a very beautiful French um, graphic novel, and yeah, I want to possibly talk about that a little bit as well, if anyone's interested. And so to start, I am having some little thumbnails here because after going to a zine exhibition recently, I've been very much wanting to create a zine. No, I wanted to do more. I was like, why am I not doing anything? This is like my dream is to make story, visual stories, um, and when seeing that like people are so actively putting their ideas and their art into form and show it to other people, I was like, I need to do this. I'm not as good as most of the artists that were there, but I still feel like it's a lazy thing not to try. And so this one might be the one that I will try to develop more today. It's a 6 panel, slightly, it's like kind of an easy story, but slightly dark story about an event in my childhood regarding some ducklings. And I feel like I might need to write some captions for it, but I don't want it to be. I want to experiment with the captions, and actually, while I was in the zine exhibition, I bought this book. It was So in the Yadzin exhibit, I there was a guy who teaches people how to draw comics in Sydney. I'm not sure exactly which university, um, but anyways, he had this one on, and I haven't really gone through it much, but there was the first one. I was just like looking, and he was saying how you don't want to repeat yourself in between your uh, in between your what you call it, drawings and lines. So his suggestion was to, I mean, like one of the exercises that he gives to kind of get your brain used to this fact that your your images can be separate from the text, was this practice to write something like a memory, and then to draw some series like something mundane, and then try to put them together, and then, well, you don't have to just juxtapose them. You can mix and match and write and rewrite until they do fit each other, but it's a practice to help your brain out of this, like that this line needs to be explaining the image, because you already have an image that's explaining a lot, and then so your texts would better complement the storytelling rather than repeat the storytelling. So I have this, and I'm just like still not sure about the texts, and I wonder if I'm like, it's like this way, it's a bad practice because I already have the images in mind, and it's gonna be difficult to do a practice where the texts are, separate. But yeah, we'll see. That's one thing that I would like to work on today. Although it feels like very impossible to do it on camera. I don't know if it's gonna be the right way doing it, but that is one thing I want to work on today. So let me just focus on that. So I have 6 panels, essentially, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like I mentioned that I was a little bit of a lonely kid. This wasn't like really optional. The situation was that I was an only child in a society that wasn't really used to having only children, and I guess it wasn't set up very well. So there wasn't like other than kindergarten. When I would go to kindergarten, actually, I think I didn't go that regularly, from my understanding. Anyways, I was essentially home a lot, and sometimes I would like meet my cousins, but I had to spend a lot of time by myself. So yeah, like one thing that was my parents would do was they got me like a Nintendo, and I was allowed to keep pets, but um, in the country I was living in, that society, pets was not as much of a cats and dogs. It was little chicks or little ducklings. And it was like, yeah, the thing about there was not a lot of attachment. Sometimes you didn't even give them names. Some people did. But it was also like just the thing that would happen just over the summer. Like when they got too big to be cute, your parents would send them like my parents would send them at least to the village. But I'm sure they were much happier in the village because they would be able to go around yards, like large yards in freedom, and a lot of plants and etc. And in our house, we had a decently sized yard, but it was still like not as natural and free as it would be in the village. Now I'm kind of entering a more explanatory territory, which I want to avoid because I'm kind of coming to explain what the images are saying, but I'm not sure how to navigate this part because like I want to drive a story home. Um, this cut part is a little bit tricky. Yeah, I have two more panels to write and possibly three because I don't like number four that much. Um, Last one will be like right now what I'm thinking for the last one, but I'm just gonna think about it, not write it down because I think it's gonna change. It's something like sometimes the end was darker regardless of um regardless of, how good you are at trying to keep them alive. Hmm. This one is really difficult. Maybe I'll switch to a pencil. Um, I think that maybe Maybe I'm going to talk about the fragility of the baby ducks. I don't know. I'm out of ideas right now. Um, Thank you for the like. I know my chat settings is a little bit tight because I've set a 10-minute limit. It's just that I'm very unfamiliar with streaming and I didn't want to feel overwhelmed if there's like a lot of bots. But I really appreciate your support. To give an update, I'm just trying to kind of create a little comic or a little zine. I've never really done it, but I'm kind of like, what? Why am I not doing this? This is something I should be doing, something that pushes me to create more complete forms of work, even if it's, my skills still not there. So I have some stuff down, the images, but I'm trying to create the text and captions. And what I'm trying to do here, and I'm failing very badly at, and I was mentioning that I saw in this book, I saw an exercise that was trying to create a habit to make sure your writing doesn't just copy what is in the image. So I'm trying to create a narrative for this series of events that happened when I was a child. I just, I had little ducklings, and once when I just stopped looking after them for like, I'm not sure how long, one of them, ended up jumping in a body of water and had a little bit of a dark end. And so I'm trying to sort of capture that, but I don't want the writing to just be exactly explaining what's going on in the images. It was easy for the first couple of lines, but then at line 4, I kind of started struggling with it. But that's it for that. Maybe I will try to make some um, another plan I had today was to develop on the thumbnails, and I think maybe I move between the two tasks and it might be more helpful. So in the first panel, I want to just convey a sense of having been an only child. This is like something that I think not everyone feels the same. I mean, like, I understand that like most of, for example, my friends who are Chinese have come up under like, one child policy, but to me, having been raised as a single child is got a lot of negativity with it, because it was not common where I grew up for people to be only children, and so I think I was feeling lonely. I'm not sure, I don't remember, but I think it's had some of that effect. So the first panel is just gonna be like a convey a little kid who is um, feeling alone, and I need to maybe look up. I forgot what Nintendos look like. I feel like the video games have really um, really improved the quality of life for only children. It's gonna be difficult to fit a Nintendo in that image. Maybe just for the sake of storytelling, like a Game Boy type or like a portable type of device would work better. So there is a doll here. And a little portable game device here. And there's gonna be two shadowy figures to represent the existence of adults in that world. I think I will finalize these using Procreate. So despite it being rough, I think I can fix the lines and everything there. And I'm thinking that the figures, I would like for them to have a rough pencil like feel to it. Something like this, like a pencil field. I will have to explore the brushes available. I don't think I've used a brush that has, I mean, there are a bunch of, like, I could use the artist crayons or whatever as well. But yeah, I feel like with textures, usually find it much easier to create my textures with traditional art, but I have a hard time getting the textures I want in on digital art, and so I kind of tend to stick with traditional, but for this type of thing, because you need to fix it a bunch and you want to present it to people, I think maybe digital art would be the better answer. And the next frame is gonna be the little kid with the ducks and a stark difference between the previous panel and this panel. Um, hmm. I'm not really digging my own art. It's always an issue, you know, it's always an issue that holds you back, that at least with me. I feel like there's, when I think like of the 6 panels, there's 2 panels I really dig, 3 panels I really dig, and then there's the in-betweens that I just don't even want to think about. This one I have to also think about its background. I think I will have to like redo and massively change the second one, but it's alright. Now the third one is, originally I drew it as number 4 in the previous one, but I thought this one would work better as the third panel. It's sort of just a little girl lying and next, like in the grass or something, and the ducklings are playing around her. And I have I struggle with profiles. Profiles? No, it's not profiles. What do you call it? Half face view? Is that profile? It's not profile, is it? I think it is profile, yeah. Um, I struggle a lot with them. Actually, maybe I can show. I was the other day I was trying to do kind of get a grasp of how to draw Donald Glover's side because I want to draw something, a scene from Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and oh my god, it was like I just realized how much I can't draw faces from the side. So this is gonna be a bit of a challenging panel as well. But since the drawing style of this is more simplistic and it doesn't need to actually bring anyone in particular to mind, it's going to be okay. But like if I need to capture like an essence of a character or like so that you could be, oh, this is person one or two, it becomes an issue. I mean, it is difficult in all forms, but I don't know, side view is very difficult for me. Maybe here there's a need for an arm under the head as well. Hello, how are you doing? I'm alright, I'm having a nice time right now. Are you also working on any pieces of art? This panel with the girl lying down is very simple, but it's still inspired by one of the scenes from The Last of Us. I don't have the image right now, but there is I think in episode 2, there's a shot from above that shows Ellie. It might be episode 3, 2 or 3. I think 2. Ellie sleeping like in a moth-covered area, and I really like that shot. I want to even do like a fan art version of that in gouache maybe someday if I can. I'm not very good with gouache, but I think it would make a very nice gouache one painting. So I was inspired to do this shot based on that, and yeah, that is one of the panels that I feel good about. This one is supposed to represent swimming with the little ducks. I think water effects are a little bit tricky for me still, but I think I do enjoy drawing water scenes. So it will be a good challenge. A little bit of foreshortening here. It's a little bit, perspective's a little bit off. I might have to redo the arms as well. Yep, the arms are a little bit off. This next panel is gonna be one that I might struggle with the most. I might have to I might have to hold that one and redo it later because it's a little bit, it's just supposed to, I guess at the moment it's just showing a little duckling who's, drowned, but I will have to change that. So I leave this one empty for now and just move to the last panel, which is my effort to give the duck CPR. And I didn't even understand what CPR was when I was a tiny kid. So it's not easy. The poses and just the sizes. I think this panel could potentially mirror the first panel in having something shadowy behind it. I haven't really thought in detail about it, but I might put some shadowy bushes behind it. I've been trying to maybe I had this book recently, and I've been really enjoying. I mean, of course, this artist is, amazing artist, but I enjoy the way they are doing trees, and I'm thinking maybe I can draw some inspiration and add like bushes with this style, because it does have a little bit of a haunting and shadowy feeling to it, evocative. It's I'm not gonna be able to achieve the exact same effect, or it would also be a little bit um, too intricate a design for what I'm working on. But I mean, just like this sense of slightly nature overwhelming and being scary might be useful for this scene. Actually, let me see if I can see a panel in particular to. Like something like that would be amazing, but it's very, very complicated scene. I love the way this artist um, did this. It's just the colors, the feelings, and there's like changes of colors between different parts of the book, and it's just so emotive. That one I think might be like a nice way of visualizing this scene. These people are amazing in the way they do composition and everything. and I like the sun a lot as well, so might be a good source of inspiration. Very beautiful way of um, displaying water. This scene, I mean all of it, but this one in particular looks nice and simple for a water scene as well. It's just amazing how this artist, maybe I should mention, um, Cyril Pedrosa, just captures like the movement and just atmosphere, and it's amazingly beautiful. So I am feeling a little bit stuck right now, and I think it might be a good place for me to end today's stream. I know it feels a bit abrupt, but it is also a test stream for me, so maybe this is a good place to end it for now. And I would like to thank you for, watching and also for leaving comments. It made my day to know there was some communication happening, which is what I really want to do. I think the streaming for me is, if it is something I end up doing more often, it's just a way for me to communicate with people. So thanks a lot for watching today, and hopefully this becomes something I do more. And I will leave the name of the books that I showed during the stream um, in the description, because I think YouTube saves the stream videos. And this book, if you enjoy like artsy graphic novels, make sure you check it out. The art is absolutely beautiful. Thank you for watching and take care. Bye.